Episode 169. House for Tom's private police officer, Komoi Moriko, is reporting for duty. At least she will be, after she finishes this one last job for the House Hayanarte that I guess gave her her badge or her gun, whatever. Should be able to finish up the last of the machinist quests up to level 50. I don't actually have to finish these quests to continue the main story, but I feel like I should do that. One, to get all the abilities that I would need for DPS and everything, and two, just because the chronology of these quests, well, I guess they make more sense if you do them before the end of Heavensward. It's not really a spoiler, but just like in the main story of A Realm Reborn, you'll become famous by the end of this expansion, right? With Ishgard. You can pretty much expect that of any expansion with wherever you go. You're always going to become famous or something. So it'd be weird for a famous person in Ishgard to kind of be expected to fail in this, for example, in this upcoming 20. I think the same is true for all of the other job quests that you can do here in Ishgard. Among some other things that have to do with like chronology or continuity or whatever. It doesn't matter. We're doing this now, so we'll never have that problem. And we won't have this problem either. The damn sound in the background. Greetings, Komoi. Your training proceeds apace, I trust. Stay a while, and we can discuss our strategy for the tourney. It would appear everyone is present, even our dear instructor. So let us delve into the particulars of the upcoming contest. The degree of favor the Holy See bestows is much influenced by the outcome of the tourney, and thus do the nobles enter only their most able champions. I assume that Tealgrinch, in his small-minded maliciousness, seeks to humiliate us before the adjudicators, and thereby convince the Holy See to cease the flow of funds to the manufactory. I don't understand, me lordship. Most Ishgardians ain't hardly aware that the machinists exist. Why have we so grabbed Lord Tealgrinch's attentions? Did she say attentions or... Nope, she just said attention. I just added on the S. And that's because he's likely noticed that your firearm can kill a man with naught but your dainty little finger on the trigger. 'Tis the same reason there's laws in Limsa Laminsa will prevent any old drunken whoreson son from carrying a musket. And Ishgard's hierarchy ain't exactly fair and measured, now is it? If you arm the lowest folk on the ladder with weapons like ours, then you can be sure as the tide that their barrels will soon be pointed towards them overprivileged bastards would stand at the top. How very appropriate for the Heavensward story. But as you say, most of the nobles don't seem to understand the threat what an army of machinists could pose. This Tealgrinch bloke is a step ahead, I'll give him that much. He's a despicable fellow, but also uncommonly clever. Even so, he has failed to arrive at the most obvious conclusion. A well-trained and well-armed populace would strengthen Ishgard's defenses tenfold. Yes, that is the most obvious one, especially considering the main story that we're dealing with being the terrible dragons that are literally clawing at our walls, that caused all of that damage that we saw while walking in. That seems to be the priority. And if we are to convince the Holy See of that fact, then we must claim the same victory at the tourney. You got something special in mind then? I have been considering several strategies, but to practice them here in plain view of our adversaries would avoid their effectiveness. We must needs look we must needs look farther afield for a suitable location to train. Bloodshore in eastern Lenosia ought to do the trick. I'll secure us a place where we can shoot to our heart's content. Joy, pray make preparations for the journey, after you have attended to your duties at the manor, of course. As for you, Komoy, I would have you test another of my innovations. Remain behind, and I shall make adjustments to your Aethero transformer. And we get something new again. Forgive my duplicity, Komoy. That talk of adjustments was merely an excuse, so that we might speak alone. Or do we actually not get anything for this? Can't actually mouse over to the menu, or the quest, whatever. Now you heard me boast to my father that machinist companies could soon, form the backbone of our defense. That was something of an exaggeration. When it comes to gigantic Dragon's Eye, one may as well be firing at the side of a what? A barbican? What is that? Like a barn? Firing at the side of a barbican. In the tourney, however, the lesser size of our opponents will work against us. It requires intensive training to consistently track and score hits against targets that are both small and agile. Well, I don't know, that last episode, Komor was shooting those midge flies out of the sky like no problem. I guess she's just that good. But as there is but little time left before the contest, our victory will depend largely upon your skilled contribution. If Joy is able to display even a fraction of your battle savvy, then the reputation of the machinist will flourish. Thus I need you to attend our practice with undivided focus, and provide a shining example to which she might aspire. I guess we went from recruit to instructor in a short time. How fitting. And yeah, we didn't actually get anything for that. Thought we would. But I guess there isn't much to get. Not anymore. Yeah, everything else we got just by leveling up, other than Ricochet, which should be the last upgrade we get from the level 50 quest here. Once Joy has completed her tasks at the manor, we can be off to the Bloodshore. I wonder what could be keeping her. A trip to the market to restock the larder or some such. We must practice our strategies well if we are to have any chance at the tourney. You shall be our key to victory, Komoy. What about Joy? Is she actually in the markets, or... I hope I'm going to the right place. Yeah. He wouldn't say a trip to the markets and then she'd be on the other side of town. That wouldn't make sense. Oh, hello, Komoy. You must be eager to get in some practice before the big contest. I'll be ready to go as soon as I've hauled me shopping to the manor. If I'm to continue me machinist training, I can't be shirking me other chores. I made a promise to the Count. But I won't keep you waiting much longer. I'll run to the manor with what I've got, and come back for this big sack afterwards. We're not going to offer to help. Could you keep an eye on this other sack until I get back, Komoy? Shouldn't take too long. But Komoy doesn't feel like waiting. It's not that she has a heart of gold under her harsh exterior or anything. She just thinks it'll be faster if she carries the sack herself. That's all. Yeah. Where exactly do they live? Oh wait, I think we do know where they live. Yeah, the first time we visited House for Tom's, I looked across and wasn't in House Hierarte their neighbor? Yeah. Hopefully nobody in House 4 Toms actually sees us wandering around here. We're supposed to be helping out the boys over there in the main quest. And then we just snuck away to become a machinist for however long it took. Maybe it's been days since they last saw us. They must be wondering where we are. Soon enough. My son has you running errands as well now, does he? Komori, what are you doing here? Who's watching me other sack? Lending a hand to young Joy, are you? Very good. This was the last of her tasks for the day, so she is free to assist Stefanivian in his work. Pray return to your tourney preparations. Thank you, Komori. I appreciate you helping me, of course, but I appreciate you helping his lordship even more. The Count was against me becoming a machinist. He knew that me dad's too feeble to work, though, and was kind enough to let me keep me place on the manor staff. Me family be on the street if it weren't for this job, and I can't thank him enough. Sometimes it don't feel right that I repay him by spending half me time at the manufactory. But maybe now that you're around for Stefanivian, his lordship won't need me to be a machinist no more. What, a no more transformation for you? I love that thing. Just stare daggers at her. Try to convey with your stare that you like her when she lets her hair down and pulls out a gun. I'd be able to focus on serving the Count at the manor then, wouldn't I? Well, I'll think on it. Let's head off to Bloodshore. I've kept his lordship waiting long enough. Should have drank a bit more before starting the episode. I'll just do it while we're teleporting. By which I mean using a magic ticket or whatever. Okay. Still pretending we're not using actual magic. And I'll keep on pretending until I've decided that I've had enough of just playing machinist and want to switch back to Black Mage and therefore come up with some reason why Komori has her magic back. It's not like I'm done playing Black Mage. Or any other class that uses magic. Right, let's begin, shall we? Our objective shall be to explore the most effective methods of countering our knightly opponents. If a knight cannot reach you, he cannot hurt you. Thus we shall concentrate on those machinist skills that hinder movement. I have prepared a crate of aromatic meats, said to be irresistible to giant crabs. For the purposes of this exercise, imagine the shell-covered creatures lured by its scent to be enemy knights, and form tactics to prevent their advance. Should the box be broken open, that will signal your defeat. Let's see what strategies you can devise for us, Komori? I think her strategy is going to be kill the thing as quick as she can. There might be some actual strategy you have to employ if you're lower item level or something, but maybe not. Don't let none of them bastards reach the boss. Look lively, mates. Here comes another lot. I guess Joy's gone that side. We'll leave it to her. Ah, broke my combo. Ah, we stirred up half the bloody shoreline. We? Is he doing anything? No, he's just standing there. In fact, he just has the axe, doesn't he? He doesn't even use his gun. Because then he'd have to, like, use the machinist animations, and I guess they don't give him the box that machinists have. Any more? Oh shit. Leaving on the job for more. Well, it has a lot of health, so we're already done. Austin's wait, what is that thing? Must have caught the scent of blood. Reload. Take it down, mates. Have some of this, and have the rook. And we'll use the rook's special self-destruct move, which I wish kind of had like a self-destruct animation. But it just fires a big shot. It'd be cool if it like helicoptered Black Hawk downed into the enemy for a self-destruct move. That'd be a cool animation. That last fellow was rather unexpected, but you handled him nonetheless. Well done. Your performance has prompted my prospectometer, and inspired me with entirely new strategies. I think the prospectometer is just in his mind or something. If I may, me lordship, seeing how well Komori is coming along, maybe you don't need me in the tourney no more. Whatever could make you think that, my dear? I need you now more than ever. The sight of you, a commoner with scant battle experience, sending seas and knights stumbling and sprawling, will open the eyes of the Holy See. Why, you shall be the bullet that pierces their tradition-bound hearts. Very well, me lordship. I'll do me best in the name of House Hyonarte, for both you and the Count. That's the spirit. Now I must return to the workshop. Put that music away. Oh, no music playing. Sometimes the Fate music plays and sometimes it doesn't. In any case, I can just head straight back to Ishgard with my return spell that I'm pretending I'm not using. Not really. We can also just equivalently say, pretend. We're taking the same airship or whatever Stefanivian and everyone else is taking. It's either that or actually RP it and just walk everywhere or ride our chocobo everywhere. I'm not that committed to the bit. A fine showing out there, Komori. Joy's lack of enthusiasm troubles me somewhat, but I'm sure the moment her hand closes around her stock, she'll be as ferocious as ever. And is that level, yep, 50. We're wrapping up. The day of the tourney is finally upon us. This is it, Komori. This is Machinistry's moment of truth. Pray gather our colleagues together. Joy should be just outside performing some last moment firearm inspections. And Rostensall, well, Joy may have a better idea of his whereabouts than I. Pray inform my colleagues that our moment is at hand. What do you sell? Just weapons. Here, Wart. What a name. This gate leads to the Western Highlands, but it won't do you any good if you haven't got any wings. Down below? No. I must have panned my camera over her and missed her. Cross? No. Oh. What did I do exactly to miss Joy? I got distracted by Heavensward, and then I guess I turned my camera this way? Yeah, that must have been it. Oh, Komoy, this is a disaster. Someone has broken into our storage crates and smashed all the firearms. I must tell his lordship. No, we must check the other crates first, or maybe... Oh, what do we do? Ah, you're right. Of course. Giving in to panic won't help us none. I'll see what's become of the rest of the weapons, then report me findings to his lordship. Rostensaul, last I saw, he was getting some fresh air out behind the workshop. Find any more rats? Don't look now, lassie, but I think we've got visitors again. Stubborn bastards. Eh? Smash up our firearms, you say? Seems whatever scrag it is, as once it's gone, it's done with being subtle. We'd best run off the rest of these thugs before they decide to set fire to the place. You know what to do. Warning kneecaps, only so we don't bring the wrath of the Temple Knights down upon us. Meet me back in the workshop when you're done with your patrol. Looks like we got a kneecap 3 guys. My favorite quest step. You there? 'Tis not personal, Hayanate, but coin is coin. Not only are you breaking the law, but you're also breaking the law of physics. I mean, I guess we are too, but we're a cop. We can do it. Not you, though. You get a kneecap. Please, no. 'Twasn't my idea. And where else? Just nearby, actually nearby this time. What's your story? The timing has to be perfect. What timing? Tell me. Yo, where'd you come from? I know we're short, but you can at least, I don't know, try to have some peripheral vision or something. Just wait until no one is looking. Why don't you look down here and tell me that? Oh, that person worth getting shot at. Okay. That might be the last time we actually get to kneecap some NPCs. As I said before, the job quests stop actually updating beyond a certain point, so I don't think machinists get to actually use their skills on NPCs anytime in the future after this. Komoy, are you quite alright? Our fine instructor here tells me you've both been busy, kneecapping hired miscreants again. I'm afraid the damage has already... Oh, that's Joy. I'm afraid the damage has already been done, me lordship. Even after scraping together our spares, we've less than half the weapons we need for the tourney. The half will just have to do. It'll be difficult, I know, but I believe we still have a chance. What in the bloody hells was that? Sounds like someone fired a damn cannon or someone. Whatever is it this time? Oh, me lordship, our turrets. Blast. We must have missed one of the shite-eaten bastards. That's it then. We'll have to forfeit the contest. Nay, my dear. There is yet time to remedy this. These efforts to confound our chances serve but to stoke the fires of my determination. Pray accompany me back inside Komoy. Rostensal, Joy, lead your fellow machinists to the tourney field, and don you masks of supreme confidence. Whilst our mysterious enemy is distracted by your show of bravado, I shall work to replace the damaged firearms. But how can you craft so many weapons before the contest begins? The short of it is, I cannot. Not to my usual exacting specifications, of course. Only the four of us must be aware of the poor quality of our replacements. You and Joy must needs fight that much harder to compensate for your colleagues' lack of firepower. I'll do my best to keep the others in high spirits too, Lord Stephanivian. My apologies. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop or nothing, but when I heard the noise... Ah, Celesto. Well, there's not for it now. Welcome to the conspiracy. Get out of here, Celesto. You're not like a main NPC. This is only us machinists, the real ones over here. You barely appeared in any quest yourself. Formidable foes, meager chance of success. This shall be a victory worthy of song. Celesto thinks he's a real NPC. Oh, that wasn't the last quest. I guess I did have quite a few steps, so it'll be like a two-part level 50 quest. Would that the odds were not so heavily stacked against us. I forgot to mute the noise, but there should be no cutscene, so it's fine. But we cannot let a few setbacks stand in the way of our moment of glory. Right, it was just that one line. And now we're level 51. Right, the last quest would actually give us the last ability here, plus a level item, or a level 90 weapon. We already have like the highest level weapon we can have for level 50, I think. We have done all that we can, or all that can be done. 'Tis time we join our companions and survey the field on which the tourney is to take place. You are familiar with Camp Dragonhead, I trust. Its grounds should make for an interesting arena. I remember this quest. Pray make your way to Camp Dragonhead. The tourney awaits. And this is an interesting one. I don't remember exactly how the gameplay works, but it is fun participating in this tourney. Like I said in the other episode, whenever they go the extra mile to make these quests, not just kill this or that, with some actual sort of strategy to them, it becomes interesting. Good, you've come. The other houses have yet to field their forces, meaning we've time to inspect the arena and formulate a winning strategy. Are you certain of your preparations, my son? These tales I heard of hired thugs, terrorizing machinists and destroying equipment, do not fill me with confidence. But remember that the collected gaze of Ishgard shall be focused on this contest. A poor showing will cost us our funding from the Holy See, and cast an uncertain shadow over the future of the manufactory. I have never been more ready, Father. Now relinquish your doubts. Find yourself a nice vantage point and enjoy the spectacle. I'm off to find a perch myself, but here's one piece of advice before I go. Make the most of the terrain. Here's a few choice spots where I'd lay an ambush. Or expect me enemies to lay one for me. Just be sure you've given the place a good once-over, eh? You heard the instructor. Give the word, and we shall endeavor to learn the lay of the land. Okay? Word. Let's review our strategy, shall we? Unless you would rather simply begin the tourney, in which case you may speak with our machinist messenger. Which was our choice? Like, not this choice, but the choice he mentioned in dialogue. Is that choice going to happen after we enter the instance or whatever? So it is. The inspection part of the quest. I'm missing the dialogue, but... Ours will be a combined force of House Hyonarte and House Fortams. Uh-oh. They're here, huh? While our opponents will be of House Dismail and House Durandare, the black standard represents our encampment. Pray inspect the standard and the surrounding area. If we allow the standard to be destroyed, we are defeated and the tourney is lost. The standard also releases waves of curative magics, so return here if you are in need of healing. Okay, so House Fortams is actually going to be here, even though I'm trying to avoid them because I just kind of ditched them in the middle of the main quest. But I guess the step in the main quest I was on was to help House Fortams with their boys' duties, right? So surely this very important tournament is part of their duties? Yeah. We just got ahead of them on it. We took the first step, got some initiative and all that, and decided to help them in the tourney. In a roundabout way, we're doing the main quest, sort of. Let us move on to the enemy encampment. Pray inspect the Crimson Standard and survey the surrounding area. He did say we could just talk to the guy to actually start the thing, right? Yeah, we could. But we will actually go through the whole thing. It's interesting how this duty works like that. You don't see this, like at all, in any other duty, I don't think. Not that I know of. Should we succeed in toppling the Crimson Standard, then victory is ours. The enemy standard will heal nearby allies. Best to avoid lengthy engagements in its proximity. Let us now discuss our individual roles. Joy will lead a squad of Hyonarte combatants in an offensive push. The remaining machinists and I will join the Fortams in the defense of our encampment. You, Komoi, shall be our flying company and strike where needed. Celesто, you shall be our ambusher. Let us survey your place of concealment. Where? There. Pray inspect the ambush site. It's like we're playing paintball or something. I mean, the other guys have swords or whatever. So I guess it's like Splatoon? Whatever. Celesто will emerge and assault the enemy standard on Komoi's signal. The Durandare captain is an aggressive sort. If our defenses appear weak, he will commit his forces to an attack, and that will leave their encampment vulnerable to ambush. We have placed a signal mortar near the Aetherite. Come with me and you can see it for yourself. Again, very fitting this quest design for like a machinist. All these war games and whatever. That sure is a mortar. Komor knows how to work it, I assume. The mortar should be safe here from enemy detection. And the spot also affords you a fine view of both camps. When you judge it time to press the attack, simply operate the mortar to send up a flare. Let us now return to our encampment. I'll stall the efficient until you give the word. Hark, 'tis Teedlegrinch and his knights. Ah, the manufactory workers in all their glory. I imagine there are many who are curious, even eager, to witness you fight this day. Unfortunately for the spectators, however, House Dismaya will end this mockery of a contest all too swiftly. Bluster all you will. We shall let the tattered remains of your standard speak for us. Aha, such conviction from the king of the commoners. Come then, all the players are present. Let the tourney begin. I hope the tooltips that they say during combat will recall this strategy, because I kind of forget how this works. We're the flying guy, right? So we'll just pay attention to what they're talking about. Open fire to start, I guess. We get any instructions yet? I don't think so. I'll just keep the log window open in case we do. Go to this guy, he's healing. This guy has so much health, I don't think we're supposed to attack him. Go for the weak ones first, I guess. Looks like our standard is fine. Healers, huh? I know. Target the healers. Don't stone me. That's all the healers, right? Did we get all the healers? I think we did. Don't attack our standard, please. Time to make our advance, you say? Oh yeah, that's their full assault, so now's our chance. Like they said. Hey, get away from there. It's our secret spot. Yeah, they're wide open. Get him, Celestial. Now's your chance to be a real NPC. And we watch from afar. Do we even have to lift a finger? Gomori, just flip your gun around or something. We don't have an emote for that yet, but we will get one. A flip your gun around emote. Okay. You can like cut the ceremonial ribbon, fire the last shot or whatever. The funny thing is about this quest, you can just win by killing the standard. If you have like enough item level to kill it super quickly. You can just out DPS everything. You don't actually have to do all the strategy, which is cool in its own way that it's not just like scripted, all of the steps to winning the battle. They help you win if you don't have the item level, sure, but the fact that it's all actually like gameplay, it's not just you fail if you don't do all these steps, or you're linearly guided through all of the steps. That's what I like about that quest. And also you kind of had to pay attention to, there was like no, unless I did it like before he gave you the warning, there was no instruction from Stefanivian to actually fire the flare when I did, other than the fact that he gave you the instruction before the battle to actually fire it when they make their advance, the full assault. It happens exactly as he predicted. Maybe if you waited too long when Rochedele, or whatever his name is, was doing the attack and your standard was taking too much damage, Stefanivian would say something like, "Komoy, do what we discussed and fire the thing." But you're at your own leisure to actually activate it whenever you want. I guess you could activate the flare as soon as the battle begins, and then everyone would just kind of get into a fight with all the other soldiers and not attack the standard. Just kind of cool how all that timing works out. A pretty simple layout. Not a whole lot of nuance to it, but when you compare it with the rest of the quests in the game, it stands out is all. On my main character, I just shot the standard down full DPS, so I wanted to actually interact with it this time. Congratulations, machinists. You have proven yourselves not entirely without merit. House Dismail will gladly welcome your inclusion in House Ionarte's next company of reinforcements. Your novel toys confounded my knights and won you this game of flags. I would see, however, how you fare against adversaries who seek not to break your standard, but to spill your life's blood. May the day soon come when we fight side by side. Mayhap then you shall understand why the knight is the master of the battlefield. I don't know, I felt like the master of the battlefield, watching all of those machinists rush the flag from on high. Well done, my son. You have triumphed against all that would see you fail, including you. But I guess that was part of his character arc, right? Even had that moment where they showed his heart of gold under his harsh exterior, through joy, like keeping her on as a servant. But of course, father, there is no difficulty that machinistry cannot overcome. A tourney victory? How many years has it been? At last do we begin to reclaim the influence we have lost. And there shall be more to come, as long as you are true to your word. that means no more bemoaning my knightly skills. No more disruptive visits to the workshop. Stephanivian, I hereby relinquish to you, full authority of the manufactory. May your machinists be the spears that pierce our foes, and the shields that defend our walls. Do as you will, my son, for the glory of Ishgard and her people. The age of the machinist has begun, my friends. Follow me, and together we shall ring the rusted helmets of the old guard. We're not done with the machinist quests, as implied by that last little cut. We'll just use a turn. But we are done with the quest up until level 50, so I think that's a good point to actually continue the main quest, especially because we just got finished helping both House Hionarte and also House Fortomps, the house we're actually supposed to be helping. And again, we did do that. I forgot that we interact with them in this quest, but that'll be our cue to sally back into House Fortomps Manor, gun in hand. "'Twas a hard-won battle, Komoy, but your keen grasp of tactics carried the day. And that is to say not of your ever-growing skill with a firearm. With this victory I am become Manufactory Chief in both name and deed, and I intend to make the most of my newfound freedom. Indeed, my first act upon returning to the workshop was to improve upon the Aethero Transformer. This latest model is yours, with my thanks. The tourney exposed certain inadequacies in the design, for which I have endeavored to compensate. Use it well, Komoy." So the Aethero Transformer gives us Ricochet, which not really sure what this ability lore-wise does. Does it like create an extra gun for us to fire? Or like... Actually, when we use this ability, it creates like little orbits, or whatever you call them. Like, options would be the shmup term. That kind of like appear and shoot the enemy. I guess that's what those are, even though the icon is a gun. I think that's what it does. Or that might be the upgraded version. Doesn't matter. We got Ricochet. This also works with Heat Blast and all of that, so it becomes like a timing thing of making sure you're not over-capping on these cooldowns or whatever, since they both go up every time you use Heat Blast. So you want them to ideally be near zero, both of them, and interchange using them so that neither of them caps out. Come to think of it, I guess Heat Blast timing with this, as well as like other timing with the battery stuff, all those cooldowns. Fitting in Heat Blast with all the timing is probably the hardest part of playing Machinist, I think. Just knowing when to use it. There are a bunch of other things on the hotbar here, sure. But it all just comes back to Heat Blast and fitting it in at the right time. Especially when you want to stack all of your damage for raid buffs or whatever. Not that I really know anything about all that. We got this too. We'll just use it so that we can sell it later. Alright. Back to Fortomps Manor then. Should I continue the main quest right now though? No more side quests here. It'd be kind of weird to start the main quest again after I kind of dedicated some episodes to side quests. Although I guess I started the side quests on the tail end of an episode that was the main quest. But doing the opposite, putting a main quest on the tail end of a side quest episode feels a little bit stranger to me. Luckily there's still more side quests here on the upper level, actually quite a bit. Rather, only 3 of them, other than the actual job quest, so... Let's just say Komoi's on her way back to the manor to actually do her real job, when somebody accosts her with a side quest in the market. What's this? Looking for a bit of work, are we? You don't look to be one strapped for coin, but I never turn away anyone looking to make an honest kill. Would you mind taking a sack of chocobo fodder down to the holy stables and foundation? The stable master Sevilia is expecting a delivery. She paid me up front, but fear not. That was merely for the fodder. There's still a delivery charge, and you're welcome to it if you take the fodder down there for me. What do we look like? A delivery girl? We do. We're wearing the post-Moogle delivery hat, which happens to also look like a cop hat or something. Whatever. I don't actually know too much about what the private police are in real life, like the profession. It's something that's not exactly like a security guard, I know that much. And obviously not an actual police officer on government payroll or whatever. Just, I guess using the term I learned from Metal Gear Solid 4. It's sort of like a PMC, private military company. Oh wait. Damn it. Komoi, you forgot to pick up this sack. You're really, putting the post-Moogles to shame. You're supposed to be one of their best and brightest. You're literally the highest rank of post-Moogle, post-Lalafell, whatever, that you can be, level 25. And you forgot to pick up the sack. I don't actually know if the private police is like a shady profession or anything like that. When I think about PMCs, that seems like a pretty shady thing. It seems like warmongering if you just look at it from a distance. And all I really know of that is just the reputation from Metal Gear Solid 4, which kind of paints it in that light, I guess. But maybe it's maybe just a real, or a more realistic profession, or a more accepted one in the real world than I realize. I don't actually know. And then there's private police, which isn't exactly a private military corporation or anything like that, but I guess they just like work for individuals or companies as police, but not really with the authority to do a bunch of things that the police do. I think private police only have the authority to do arrests, whereas security officers do not. That's the main difference that I know of, from Wikipedia or something. Ah, the sound. And that's what we are. The House for Tom's private police. We're not going to be the police for the state or the church. Definitely not the church. The church doesn't need any police. They've got the knights or whatever. Welcome to the Holy Stables. What can I do for you? Oh, the fodder. Splendid. The chocobos are in for a treat. We specialize in the breeding and training of cavalry chocobos, so they must have nothing but the very best. They're put through an admittedly, harsh training regimen, and only a chocobo of the finest stock can endure it. That's why my assistant and I... Wait a second. Where is my assistant? No doubt he's run off to the light feather proving grounds again. Would you be a dear and go get him for me? And tell him to expect chocobo fodder for lunch if he doesn't hurry. Light feather stable. Where is that? Over here? Oh. That's a stable. Oh, the proving grounds, not a stable. We're looking for a stable man at the proving grounds. Somehow I injected the word stable into the location. What is this place anyway? You can't actually go inside here. Hot gossip. It's just a place with a description or like a title, but do you actually go here and now I'm forgetting? I can't imagine. Oh, we do go inside. Looking for who? Oh, the stableman. He went inside not too long ago. I can't believe it. It's a real place? Am I forgetting this being used for something? Why would they model such a place only for an orange level quest? Huh. Can you just enter here anytime you want? I imagine you can if you just talk to that guy. It seems like a cool place to hang out. Kind of like medieval times, that one place in Florida, right? You could watch a jousting match or something and have lunch or dinner while you do it. But whatever goes down here is an actual, real, probably to the death fight. I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they do things in Ishgard, even for sport. What is this place? Oh, hello there. Welcome to the Light Feather Proving Grounds. What kind of place is this? As you might expect from the name, the Light Feather Proving Grounds were originally established to host matches for battle-trained chocobos. Wow. It is jousting, kind of, just without the people riding the mounts. That being said, House Dismail has since allowed the grounds to be used for other purposes on occasion. Some other houses have staged spectacles for both private and public amusement. The Temple Knights have also held exhibitions in the past as well. Those are always a delight, believe you me. And what do you do here? Officially, I'm supposed to show people around and answer their questions, like right now. But in practice, that's hardly necessary, as we rarely see new faces around here. Yeah. I've never been here on my main character in my life, I don't think, unless I'm forgetting. So this is probably true for a lot of players too. Or maybe it's just me. Not that I mind. I rather like being free to watch the fights. Hello there. Come for a few matches as well, I take it? Have you seen anything so exhilarating? I wish I could. There is nothing in this world more majestic than the chocobo, spirited and resilient, with plumage kissed by the golden sun. They are my passion, and I long to someday breed the perfect chocobo. Fortunately, I work at the holy stables, or I'd never have the opportunity. You might lose your job if you don't get back. Sevilla is looking for me. Bugger me with a hay fork. The fodder must have arrived. The matches will have to wait. Thanks for the tip, friend. Chocobo breeding, huh? Komori does have a chocobo that she can breed, just never got into it. I never advanced too far beyond the whole introductory quest to chocobo racing, which by the way does actually have some challenge races that I didn't realize. Sort of like the Lord of Verminion challenge quest, but I don't think I unlocked them or I didn't see the menu for them. I'm not sure I'm going to go back and do those because that probably requires quite a lot of grinding, plus breeding as well, to get the perfect chocobo to finish those races, unlike Lord of Verminion. Just going to put a pin in it, if I ever run out of things to do or something. He practically tripped over himself running in here not long ago. Thank you for finding him. He'll have to buckle down if he's serious about becoming a realm-renowned breeder. Though he's off to a good start having come here. Ishgard is famous for raising chocobos, you know. They've always been the steed of choice on the battlefield. The proving grounds, where you found my star-eyed assistant, ensure they get plenty of practice. Well, I say it's practice, but it also makes a good show for the folks spectating as well. You should see for yourself sometime. Nothing like feathers flying from 2 chocobos fluttering, almost dancing, back and forth in the arena. You'll quickly come to understand why they call it the Light Feather Proving Grounds. And as long as this stable stands, you can be sure our chocobos will be there. I'll confess the weather has been more than unkind to our chocobo chicks, but we have traditions and a reputation to uphold. Oh, Thavnarian onion. Those are actually hard to come by, if I recall. They're like a pain to grow, or something. And if you buy them from the market board, they're pretty costly. Actually, I think they're pretty rare as a reward too. That might be one of the only quests that gives you an onion. Maybe I did actually do it on my main character. Because those onions are the only way to increase your chocobo's level beyond the level cap. But to do that, you need to feed it to a stable, that onion. Good that I have one now, in case I ever do get the chance to stable though. Did you guys miss us? I swear, there was a very good reason why we just flaked on you guys in the middle of the night and disappeared for however long we did. It was all just a roundabout plot to help you guys win that tournament, which you guys were apparently participating in. We knew all along. All that matters is we're back now. And surely if they waited this long, they can wait just a little bit longer. Now would be a good time to take a break.